Our clients need to know what the scope of the session is, how long it's going to be, what we're going to cover. We need to regularly communicate with them that next time I see you, we will discuss this other thing. When I see you next, we will. They need to understand your T's and C's, for example. We need to be really quite clear where our structures are, because that reduces anxiety for our clients. It reduces anxiety for us. And good systems feel kinder than endless flexibility. We don't feel that we're overgiving because this endless flexibility is overgiving too often, too much for our clients.
Mentoring with Geraldine is a bite-sized practitioner podcast for naturopaths, nutritionists, herbalists, coaches, and practitioners. This podcast responds directly to the needs of you, the practicing natural therapist. We have interviews during the holiday season and business and mindset support each week, so you'll get the variety you need to enjoy and stay motivated in your practice. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the weekly episodes. And if you want to connect with me, always check the show notes, because that's where you'll find the links to book appointments and, of course, to join the Academy, the membership group, where there's constant connection and community with like-minded practitioners. Now, let's get started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mentoring with Geraldine and the Bite Size Podcast. How the devil are you? Can you believe it's already the second week of February? It's just like blown my mind that we're already here. So today's Monday for me. And of course, the first and third Monday of the month, I have the Monday group. So we talk about their clinical issues. We talk about their business issues. It's a really good way of making sure that you're supported and that you're connected with other practitioners, especially if you're a lone practitioner. So Monday's a really good day for me to record. And we've got February. February is actually a short month, but that's fine. It's quite nice, really, isn't it, to have a shorter month? But it does make us think back about everything that's happened, because January, probably a lot of it was a holiday time for you. I had a guest, I had Annie over the summer holiday, and then we moved into my recordings for January. And now here we are for me, truly starting the year of work. So I've had the odd day here and there. That's the way I do it over the summer. I plan particular days to work, and then I throw myself into it it was in term time, but now it's not necessarily in term time because I'm an empty nester. So that has literally just happened as well. So that's quite big for me. It's a lot of change. There is a lot of difference because they haven't just moved around the corner. They've both moved to, one to Canberra. So that's kind of New South Wales and the ACT, but the other one is in New South Wales as well. So I've got nobody here. I haven't even got anyone on this side of the country, or children, I should say. I have got people, obviously, but it's a big change, and it makes me look at change as well. And it makes me think about my boundaries, my capacity, and the overgiving that I've done all the way through my business career. So boundaries used to be based around, as I said, school holidays. What was I going to do in the school holidays? How was I going to work things out? What was my capacity with children, with what I was doing at the time, at where you are in business? All right. Because we're all in business at different stages. You might be behind in that you've only just finished college, but that's not behind. That just means you're at a different stage to me, who's been running a business and working in her business for, how old's my son? So 20 something years. So we've got to think about where we're going as the year starts. Now, January, you may have been thinking about it, but now kids are back at school, things are settled down, it's the second week of February. And so you're able to go, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? How am I going to achieve my aims? So I've had messages because I've been closed. It's been hard to get in with me over the summer. So I've been away, I've been hiking, I've been cycling, I've been in the South Island, New Zealand. I've had a brilliant time, but obviously I've not been earning really any money. So that's how it works. I do have memberships, and I do have those educational offerings that do pay me money irregularly over the time, and that's wonderful. But we don't all have that. We don't all have it when we need it. So we need to recognize those patterns of overextending ourselves, of overgiving. And one of the things, I had a messenger chat with someone, and she said that it's her plans, her client plans. They're just huge. She's got the college mentality going on, and there is so much going into those plans. She's overgiving. Now, do you recognize that? Do you recognize that overgiving? I don't know how many years ago, it was 10, 12 years ago, I decided if it can't be done in the appointment, it can't be done. So that meant, yes, there's going to be study time afterwards. If somebody walks in the door and they've got something totally weird, you're going to look it up and you're going to study it. But ultimately, if they've got something really weird, they know more about that really weird thing than you can ever know, unless you're a specialist in that area. And even then, you don't know about their life and you can't know about their life. So we do actually have to limit ourselves in the amount of study we're doing into these sometimes really weird and wonderful problems. And also, we have to make sure that we're not putting our judgment on them. That's something I'm really finding right now. You look through social media and everybody's judging everybody else. And I think it's a little bit worse than it was, if that's even possible, because people are more blatant about it. I had one of my workmen here, because we're renovating, he had a medical incident. And then another worker turned and said, "Oh, we know what that's from, don't we?" I'm like, no, we know nothing about him. We know nothing about his life. We know nothing about him. And you are a worker as well. So you actually have very little, no medical knowledge as far as I can figure out. Let's not make these assumptions and not jump to these assumptions. And then we end up doubly stressing about everything because we've overextended ourselves. We're overgiving. So we start worrying about all this extra stuff around us. So we have to think how much is caring and how much is over responsibility for that person. Emotional labor in clinical work, I call it a bucket. I call it an empathy bucket. And my empathy bucket lasts for 15 clients a week, and then I'm done. And now I've been doing this a really long time. And when I was a nurse, obviously I was looking after, you're doing the job the whole time. You don't stop. But the responsibility factor is different to working at home and you're by yourself, or you're in an office, but you're by yourself and you feel the one who's totally responsible for that person's health outcomes. And we can't be thinking that it's entirely us, because the person has to take responsibility for their health too. So when we overgive, we are actually taking on that responsibility for them when we need to be getting them to do what they need to do for their health. They need to stop drinking so much alcohol. They need to change whatever it is. And these things are growth and change. So we often overextend without realizing it. And we often cause ourselves this additional stress by overgiving. And we don't realize until I've done it. You wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and think, "Oh, hey, client, I should have given them this, or I should have done that." You're overgiving. You shouldn't be thinking about them. We need to close off each consult. And admittedly, now I'm on Zoom, I will do a little bit more afterwards because I've got to do their online prescription. I've got to email them. So I get them to go away, but it's still within the appointment time that I send them that information, because we don't want to be thinking about our clients after hours. Overgiving feels really ethical. It feels really good. It feels like we're really helping, but it isn't always sustainable. That empathy bucket will run out. So we've got to be on the lookout for those boundary erosions. We've got to be on the lookout for, where am I overgiving? What am I doing too much of? Do they need all this information? Do they need all this content? If I'm sending them out, I sort of work now with the fact that I feel people can't read. They can't read. They've got to see it on video. They've got to see it in a short bite size. Now, I've always sent out dot point plans to people. If I can't get it in a dot point, I probably can't get it there at all. Because are they going to sit down and read that? Some people will. You're absolutely right. Some people will read everything cover to cover, but the majority of people are really, really busy and they haven't got that time to read things cover to cover. So we need ways to send those messages. And if we're giving extra messages, if we're saying you can contact me between appointments, we also have to add boundaries to that, because we're overgiving. And I know that my year has just started and I'm about to start overgiving. I'm about to start giving too much. And I have to make sure that I rein it in. Okay. And I have to talk with my Monday group and my one-to-one mentees and say, let's rein this in. What can we do? How can we achieve this aim, this thing that you want to do, or this thing you want to change, or this system you want to implement? How can we do that without overwhelming you? What's the work time going to be to start this off? All right. Because we have to reframe so that we're getting structure We're getting smooth working system. We're not overgiving, overreacting. We don't feel or sound harsh to our clients. We're just holding the space. They feel protected and all of the things that they want to get from their practitioner, but they're also in the space of, well, I can't email my GP at 10 o'clock at night and expect a reply. The GP probably hasn't got an email address anyway. I can't text my builder at midnight and expect him to reply to me. And those need to be the same things with your naturopath, nutritionist, your coach, your massage therapist, whatever, and that they will respond to you in working hours. They will respond to you in a timely manner. So have you set up those out of office replies? I haven't. I still haven't got out of office replies. I just have everything on focus so that from 6:30 p.m., my phone just goes on to focus until 7:30 a.m. So everything is just not there for me. And often I will just press focus on my phone so that I can't get all those messages. So I just have a slightly different way of doing it. But we have to do what works for us. So we're not overgiving. We're not causing ourselves this anxiety. We don't need or want anxiety. We need these boundaries so that we're not overgiving, but we don't want to sound mean. We don't want our person to feel rejected. We don't want rigid boundaries. We want functional boundaries. So making sure that your client knows the scope of the session, how long it's going to go on for, making sure that when they receive their information, they receive it when you say it's going to be received. If I'm seeing clients all day, then I will say to them, you will receive an email from the distributor and my email in the next 24 hours. I'm seeing clients straight after you, and I might not have time to finish it before I see them, but you will receive it before tomorrow mid-morning. And they're all automated, so you might get them tonight. I won't be replying to them. It's just the way the automation system works. So I've told them they can't reply at 7:30 at night if it's not going to get sent at 7:30 at night. It's probably going to get sent at lunchtime or something. But I do late nights. So if it's a late night, yes, they would get it sent at 7:30 p.m. But they also know I'm not going to reply to that email at 7:30 p.m. Okay? They're getting that information. And if they see something missing, they might email me straight back, but I'm not going to reply to it until the next business day because I've made sure that they understand my working days. So I'm seeing clients, I'm seeing mentees, I do the Monday group. So I work Mondays. I sit down 8:30 in the morning and I work Mondays, and I'll finish whenever I finish depending on when I've booked people in. I do a bit of a Tuesday as well, but that's more of the Monday is the definitive, the Tuesday is the occasional because not everybody can do a Monday, but Monday group's Monday. I mean, it can't be any other day, can it? 'Cause it's called Monday. It's had many other names, actually. It was a next level group for a little while. It is a clinical and business discussion group. But it happens on a Monday at lunchtime. Our clients need to know what the scope of the session is, how long it's going to be, what we're going to cover. We need to regularly communicate with them that next time I see you, we will discuss this other thing. When I see you next, we will. They need to understand your T's and C's, for example. So, the rescheduling. So I have an automated email that goes out. So when they book, they get their email and they can only reschedule. I've got it as 23 hours. So they've got an hour to see the email. And it's less than that. So it's a 24-hour email. And then I think it's 18 hours. So they get to see it all of that afternoon and evening to reschedule. They just can't reschedule the next day. So we need to be really quite clear where our structures are, because that reduces anxiety for our clients. It reduces anxiety for us. And good systems feel kinder than endless flexibility. We don't feel that we're overgiving because this endless flexibility is overgiving. It's too much, too often, too much for our clients. So if you need help, get in contact. If you want to join the Monday group, get in contact. The link is in the show notes, but also geraldineheadley.com. Come and see the website, see what's on offer, see what's available. And if you can't, book a focus call and let's chat, because I know that getting support from peers is just the best thing that can help you moving forward to make you step up to yourself and to what you want to do. And at the same time, maintain those boundaries, get the support that you need, those other discussion points with those other people. So thank you for staying and thank you for listening. Now, you know the deal. Scroll down, 5 stars, leave a review. There have been a couple of 1-stars. Obviously, those people haven't said anything. They're just being rude. So don't do that. We've all seen them, haven't we? When people just say, oh, that wasn't available when I wanted it. 1-star review. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's important for small business, isn't it? And you know how important it is for you as well. So get in contact. I would love to hear from you. So have a good one. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of what you're doing today. And think about it. What boundary would make your week easier, not harder? And what's another one? So where am I giving more than I'm resourced for? Interesting question. Where am I giving more than I'm resourced for? I think resource is probably a better word because it is about our resources. It's about our internal as well as external resources, isn't it? So have a think, have a thunk, and I will catch you on the next podcast. Cheers to you all, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Thanks so much for joining me today. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast for the weekly episodes. If you'd like even more support and learning, then the Academy is for you. Here you'll find part 2 of the herbal discussions, more clinical learning, and case studies to support your clients in practice. Bye for now.